I do what I do. He knows what I'm about to tell him right now. It's Mr. Keep Running Your Mouth. That's what I do.
I just feel like I'm the champ, and at the end of the day, I'm just a fighting motherfucker. It doesn't matter. Inside, outside, I can just fight. So I just feel like if it gets down to the wire, we gotta lock it up, I'm out on top.
Hey, look, as you can see how I'm looking, I stay solid. I'm always solid. I stay fucked solid up, man. You know what I'm saying? To the fans that know.
Do that job outside the ring. I'm a fighter. Like I said before, ain't no safety on the clock, so
I'll take them how they come and make them look ordinary.
When I was a casual, I thought as a casual, I spoke like a casual, and I looked at boxing like a casual. But when I became a hardcore, I put away all those casual things. This is Michael Rogers, and welcome to Bodywork Boxing. What's going on? This is Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. And today I want to talk about the up-and-coming fight this evening with Shakur Stevenson and Jamel Herring. I'll get into the particulars. Everybody goes out on the records. We know that Jamel suffered a couple losses. Okay, he reinvented himself by joining Bone Max camp, training with Bud, and pretty much he's been having a lot of success. He's the longest reigning champ at 130. And we know that Shakur Stevenson, he's the Olympian with the hit and not get hit. He's highly touted, closest to Mayweather as far as, his defensive capabilities. It's a couple things. I know there's a lot of drama about the pay difference. Normally the champion gets the lion's share, the challenger gets, the lesser. But in this case, it's different. It goes back to something that Mayweather alluded to back when Oscar De La Hoya was getting a lot bigger paychecks than him, and it was basically, it was based on the fact that, or it was deemed that it was the fact that De La Hoya, pretty much, it was the gold medal.
I'll take them how they come and make them look ordinary.
That's pretty much what it came down to as far as the difference in pay. I didn't make a big deal out of it. I've been seeing some of the lead up, some of the build up. I've been seeing some of the, the ways that Shakur has been coming at this fight and taking this fight. And up until yesterday, I really didn't understand, what I thought was like, a little bit of extraness. But his whole philosophy is like, look, for me personally, so for Shakur personally, he was saying that he needed to go in there and he didn't want to think about being friends, even though they are cool. He didn't want to think about being friends. He didn't want to go in there and be tapping gloves and doing. So I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care for it because I know that deep down inside they really homeboys. This is really all about a bag and a belt and a legacy. I think it's a sneaky good fight. It's under advertised, and let's talk about the game plans. Okay, they both southpaws. So when it comes to southpaws, they say who has the best lead hand wins. I would probably say, Jamel has the length. They both have decent jabs. I would say that Shakur is a little bit quicker. So it just depends on Jamel. If Jamel uses his length, who would have the better lead hand? I think that Shakur is always 2 steps ahead, and where he can hit, and by the time his opponent go back to hit him, then he's not there. He's not there to be hit. So I think defensive-wise, I kind of give the edge to Shakur, because he is a very good defensive fighter. I think his power is underrated. He's coming into his grown man strength. There is an 11-year age difference, which, kind of lends itself to be seen, in the build-up to the fight. I think that the mindset as a Marine that Jamel has, he's been through a lot. Me knowing how it is to be in the service, I was an Army guy, he was a Marine, so I relate to him in that way. You know what I'm saying? So I know that being a service member, being in the military, you know, it kind of hardens you in certain ways, and you got certain switches that you can flip on and flip off. And I salute Jamel for how he carried himself, you know, the consummate professional in the build-up. Now, let's talk about Shakur. He may have a distraction. He may have a motivator on his hands. He got a new a new little baby that's still in the womb being developed, and sometimes, you know, I know it mess with you. It can mess with your energy. It can mess with your mood, because they say a lot of times when your lady pregnant, then you're pregnant, you know. So we don't know, but salute to him for what's to come in his new little one, you know. Will it be a distraction? We don't know. As far as game plans, Jamel tried to say that he thought that he would have to be, or a lot of people would expect that he would have to be the aggressor, and he would have to be the one that brings the pressure. I don't necessarily agree with that game plan, because in order for him to do that with a very well-known counterpuncher, an accurate counterpuncher with great defense, for him to do that, then he would be giving up his length and his height. Which I always say, hey, if you just stick to the fundamentals and you're the taller, longer fighter, use that to your advantage. And I don't think giving up your height and reach, trying to go to war with Shakur on the inside, is a good game plan. Even though it is it's this theory that maybe Shakur doesn't do as well on the inside. I don't see it, you know, but who knows? Now, let's go back to the Valdez fight, the Robinson and Valdez, right? Valdez was the champion. It was on Top Rank. It was for a title, and Robinson clearly outboxed Valdez. I think that the judges and people were making more out about the showboating, because even Bob said, yeah, he was winning, and he started doing that showboating, and you know. But I say that to say this: most of the time, it's a theory that the challenger must come and take the belt from the champion. So on the scorecard, how do we know that fight doesn't lend itself to believe that Shakur would have to be the aggressor and come and take the belt for Jamel? He is the longest reigning champion, 130. He has defended that belt several times. So I think that the game plan should be DNC. Whoever has the best defense. Right now, I kind of give the edge to Shakur. You know, whoever can neutralize what their opponent like to do best, and whoever can capitalize on the mistakes. I think that in the case of the Marine, I think that he has a wonderful right. It's a check hook. I think that he has a sneaky uppercut. I think he has a very good jab. Shakur, I think that I also think that Jamel is underrated to the body. I think Shakur has an excellent body attack, and he has excellent punch placement. I think that he's more swift than Jamel, you know, but I do think that if he feels your power, or he may start to be more hesitant. So I think that what this is going to come down to is whoever has the best body work and whoever's the most patient and sticks to their game plan. You know, I like these two brothers. You know, I think that with Jamel being the older gentleman and the Marine, I think that that's going to be surprising. I think this is a sneaky good fight. A lot of people saying, why hasn't it been getting advertised and things like that? And, you know, they're saying the pressure is on Shakur for selling the fight and all this. You know, as a pure boxing fan and a boxing fanatic, you know, I'm just ready to see a good fight. I think that I think it's going to be a good fight. It could be candidate of the year for a fight of the year, because Jamel's not in there just to lay down and just hand over his belt. And he's saying that he's going to be the same person off camera that he is on camera, and you got to be the same way through and through. I don't think that he's there to play with Shakur. You know, if somebody put a gun to my head and made me bet, I would say Shakur is going to win. But this is no disrespect to Jamel, because I think he's very much a live dog in this fight. And if everything that Shakur got going on and trying to be, this other guy, this bad guy, and trying to, sell tickets. If this becomes a distraction for him, he could get upset. This could be an upset. I think that Jamel is like the blue collar lunch pail. He's gonna bring his lunch pail. I think working with Bomac has given him more comfort. It allowed him to be able to use his range, use his distance. I think he got comfortable with some punches, some combinations, and he's fully committed when he throw them. So I think it kind of did something for, didn't increase his power, it just made his punch, when he throws and how he commits to his punches a little bit better, which can kind of stun you. So I'm looking for whoever does the best body work, whoever has the most defense, the better defense on that night, and whoever is patient. Don't listen to the fans, don't listen to the commentators trying to get you to get outside of, what you've been training for and the success that you've been having. And at the end of the day, I'm ready to watch these undercards later on. I'm ready to watch these two brothers get it on. And, I would say Shakur is going to win. I wouldn't be surprised if Jamel pulled the upset, And at the end of the day, I just want to see a good fight and be able to talk about it. And the winner, I believe, should go ahead and get Valdez. That's the way it's lining up. It's going to be very critical to see how the judges are going to score this fight. But once again, the challenger, even though people were acting like Jamel is the challenger, he's the champion. The challenger must go take the belt from the champion.
I'll take them how they come and make them look ordinary.
Which puts a little bit more pressure on Shakur than what he's used to going in. Because it's going, especially with the last performance, and people didn't like the last performance. I actually liked it. I didn't want him to change a thing. Don't listen to these critics, Shakur. Go in there, hit, not get hit. You know what I'm saying? Put those rounds in the bag, and if you see an opportunity, get them out of there. Jamel, stick to your game plan. Don't think that you got to just rush on the inside. Stick to whatever y'all did in training camp. Use your distance. Use your height. Stay on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Because Shakur could bring them things, and just, leave it all out there in the ring. All right? So I'm looking forward to a good fight. Just wanted to give my take on that fight. May the best man.
I feel like I didn't accomplish nothing in the sport of boxing yet. I think that is very early for me still. I think that I got a lot more to conquer and a lot of divisions to win titles in and solidify my name as a household name.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
My word, I do what I do. He knows what I'm about to tell him right now. It's Mr. Keep running your mouth. That's what I do.
I just feel like I'm the champ, and at the end of the day, I'm just a fighting motherfucker. It doesn't matter. Inside, outside, I can just fight. So I just feel like if it gets down to the wire, and we gotta lock it up, I'm out on top.
As you can see how I'm looking, I stay solid. I'm always solid. I stay fucked up, man. You know what I'm saying? To the fans that know.
I do that job outside the ring. I'm a fighter. Like I said before, ain't no safety on the clock, so